We'll start with the next episode of our talk show. That is the third episode. We'll be discussing a very relevant thing that is happening in our country, especially in our state, Kerala, and especially in the district of Wayanad, which is escalated to a different level. We'll be having a discussion on the animal story, the reason for man-animal conflicts, and we'll be discussing about the unique traits and the behavioral patterns of these wild beasts that is happening or moving in and around our state. I'll begin with a story. There was an animal, let us call her Maya. She was an elephant. Actually, she used to roam around the Silent Valley National Park region in Palakkad district, and once in a while she'll be roaming in and around the villages in the forest boundary area. And she was pregnant. Once she ventured into the nearby village which area, and she saw a beautiful pineapple, a group of pineapples which was waiting for her at that area. Now she happily ate that particular pineapple. She thought that, okay, this is the gift of this particular human beings since she's pregnant and all. But very unfortunate things happened and caught the eyes of humanity. That particular pineapple was filled with huge explosives and it got bursted in her abdomen, burning inside and outside everything of her. Like, since she can't bear the intense pain, what she did was she went into a river so that water can heal her wound like that. But she stood in that particular area, she drowned and she just came as a corpse. This may be a cartoon, but this is in real. This happened in our state, and there was a question against humanity, like, people are blind, how can people do this and that. People started questioning all these activities of humans who are threatening the wild animals by killing them in this unnatural way. Like that, people started tweeting massively and all. But this is just one side of the story. When you see an elephant like this and like this and like this, you are feeling empathy towards them. But now protests are being escalated in Wayanad. Why? Because these animals are entering into human area, destroying all the lives and properties, killing like whatever which is coming in front of them, catching all their cattle, killing their kids and kins, everything. Now people started raising their voice against these animals. So this is human nature. When animal is killed, people will be raising their voice against human being. But when humans are being killed by animals, people will be standing on the side of humans. So this is human nature. But being aspiring bureaucrats, we have to take a balanced position. Like, we should not be emotional. We should understand what is happening, what are the reasons for this thing, why people are retaliating like this, why animals are attacking them. We'll be discussing all these things in this episode. We'll be understanding the reasons, and we'll be thinking about the solutions as well, or what kind of things are being done. So this is about the man-animal conflict. So this is, for setting a summary, I have narrated the story of that particular elephant. In India, in an year, there are around 80,000, that means close to 1 lakh man-animal conflict cases reported. In one state, like where this issue is aggressive, that is in the state of Karnataka, where there is around 28,000 cases of extreme and violent man-animal conflict being reported. We'll see these kind of boards everywhere. Okay, beware, you are trespassing into the tiger and elephant habitat. No human right prevail here. After this, there is completely animal territory and you are not allowed to trespass. But we know that in a country like India, in a state like Kerala, where there are 863 population per square kilometer, like, people are dependent on this kind of area for like forests for their livelihood, for collecting honey, for fuel wood kind of thing. So people are bound to venture into forest, and what the animal will do, when you are trespassing into their territory, they'll thrash you outside of their territory, and sometimes that will be leading to violent and disastrous consequences, sometimes very brutal. So this is happening. According to a report by Worldwide Fund for Nature and UNEP, the report titled "A Future for All: The Need for Human-Wildlife Coexistence." This report highlights that conflict-related killing affects more than 75% of the world's wild cat species. That means tiger, lion, leopard kind of beings, and also large herbivores like elephants are also disastrously affected. And according to the like our environment ministry, Between 2014, 2015 and 2018-19, there were around 500 elephants were killed in man-animal conflict, and that many number of tigers are also killed. And you see, why this is happening, why the animals are entering into human territory, like unnecessarily they won't come into our territory, unnecessarily they won't kill the people. Like in these, when 500 animals are killed between 2014 and 19, there are around 3000 people also killed by these wild animals. And they say that, this report says that India will be most affected by human wildlife conflict, and the reason is that India is having the largest population of Asian tigers, Asian elephants, like in comparison to other countries. Because of that, our forest areas like completely exceeded its carrying capacity. Our forest cannot hold these wild beasts more, because we have Project Tiger, Project Elephant, Project Dolphin kind of missions for protecting their numbers, for preventing them from getting poached. And because of these things, nobody is there to kill animals unnecessarily. Because of that, what is happening, their numbers has drastically increased, but the problem is that there is no food inside the forest. Okay, because of the climate change, during summer season there is no water, and because of the invasive species, we'll have a good discussion about that as well. Because of that, there is nothing to eat inside the forest. The trees like Parthenium, Lantana camara kind of invasive species are not palatable, are not having any nutritious thing for the elephants. So they are entering into the fields where they get wheat, rice, everything, sugarcane, etc. So that is one reason. The second thing is the resort culture. You know, in almost all the forested areas, we'll be getting to see resorts. So for getting the animal sightings, they are doing many things to attract the animals to the human habitation area, so that they will be getting more business. When more animals are surrounding or coming to their vicinity, they will be getting more business. So these kind of forest resort cultures, because of that, huge area of forest lands will be deforested, and they will be constructing these kind of resources. So because of that, animals are getting food. Actually, these kind of people will be providing food for the wild animals just to attract them, not for the love for these animals, just to get the business. They are doing these kind of things. So the animals are bound to enter into human territory because they started liking the food that human beings are eating. Okay, they are not getting such tasty food inside the forest, so they just come. But when they enter into territory, they are not coming to attack human beings. They just are behind their food, cattle, poultry, or other vegetables in the case of elephants. So at that time, human beings provoke them, so that will be leading to such kind of consequences. And not only tigers and elephants, sloth bear, wild boar, etc. are too aggressive and too dangerous. You know, just one little like tearing like this by this wild bear will be completely damaging your face like anything. You see, this was the lady before this attack. Okay, so literally she is not having a face. This person is not having a nose. He is breathing through a tube because of the wild boar attack. So these kind of things are also happening. We'll see like what are the reasons for this wild boar attack and why this is happening in the South Indian area more. We'll see that. So let us move on to the South Indian dilemma. We know that the southern and eastern portion of India is having dense forests. We know that Karnataka is leading in the number of elephants. Second only is Assam, and third is Kerala. And that means in the first and third position there are South Indian states. We have dense forests and that many number of denser populations of animals. So these animals actually previously used to be in their own habitat, but when the numbers started increasing drastically and when the food and water inside the forest started depleting, they started entering into human area. Initially people started throwing crackers just to frighten them, but when they got used to these crackers, they started throwing even like explosives and even bombs against these kind of silent beings. And when these particular beasts, animals are getting attacked by this human in a brutal way, they will be initially, the procedure is like that, they will be examined by the veterinary doctors, and if they are found unfit to be released into the wild, if you are releasing this in this damaged state into the wild, if they will die, they will be rescued to the zoo authority centers. And why these animals are escaping your fences? Why are they crossing your boundaries and fences? Because as I told, there is nothing to eat inside the forest, because at present the forests are being invaded by invasive alien species like Lantana camara, Senna spectabilis, Parthenium species, etc. You see, invasive plant species threaten 66% of India's natural areas. Whatever I am discussing in this will be coming in your examination, and whatever kind of knowledge that you are accumulating through these talk shows will be helping you manifoldly in your prelims examination, because one little clue in one statement can save you from that particular question being wrong. Okay, so these kind of statements are being asked. The kind of all information that I am discussing in these slides will be 100%, like 1000% relevant for your prelims, mains and interview. So listen very carefully. Invasive plant species are threatening around 66% of India's natural areas. Our Western Ghats, Southern Eastern Ghats and Central Indian Highlands are among the widely and densely invaded regions by these particular species. So this is Lantana camara. We'll see all of these things. So be familiar with these names. They'll be asking you questions like, okay, Agarotina adenophora, this was in news frequently. It is a dash. So they'll be giving you options like, okay, it is a plant from which drug for cancer is being discovered, or it is an invasive alien species, or it is a plant which is used for manufacturing some fibers or some textiles, etc. So they'll be giving you statements like this. So you get to familiarize these kind of names through these programs. So Agarotina adenophora, we'll see what it is kind of thing. Then Parthenium species, then Prosopis juliflora, Lantana camara. So that means what is this percentage indicating? 50% of India's natural vegetation or natural forests are being invaded by Lantana camara. 36% of India's natural forests are being invaded by Prosopis juliflora. So what is the problem? You see, this is the invasion of Lantana camara in the tribal area or the normal forested area. The problem is that this will make the area into a desert. It will suck away all the groundwater. It will absorb all the nutrients that are present in this particular soil, so that no other vegetation will be growing. And it will be growing in such a denser manner that the lowermost layers of grasses and bushes will not be getting any kind of sunlight. So other grasses will not be growing. So what will happen? Deers, etc. will not be having food. Deers used to eat grass and small plants. So when deers are not getting food to eat, the population of deer or the prey for the tiger, this prey population will be decreasing. So tigers are not getting deer to eat, so they will come to your territory for your cattle. This is the problem. So according to a study by the Institute of Forest Productivity, Ranchi, the most invasive species were found in the central India and Western Ghats. It is in the Western Ghats where our Kerala, Tamil Nadu and even our Wayanad lies. So the problem is that the area of that small Wayanad territory, that is having around 120 tigers, and they are not getting food because of this invasive species. And in the case of Wayanad, the invasive alien species that is widespread is Senna spectabilis. We will see that. So this is happening. This is why they are coming to your territory for your cattle. You see, when millions of hectares of area is being invaded or colonized by this invasive alien species, nothing else can grow in the forest. So animals are not getting anything to eat. This is the picture that was taken from Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary. You see, this is the Senna spectabilis, an invasive alien species. The elephant is not even touching it because it is having unpalatable taste. The taste is not liked by elephants. Elephants need some sugar cane or some like palm leaves or coconut leaves or any other thing, but not this. And this is not good for soil. This is not good for the animals as well. So since they are not getting anything in the vicinity, they are coming out of the forest to the village areas. And the Kerala Forest Department and even the central government and some NGOs has started a project to remove the Senna spectabilis from Wayanad. By giving employment to the MG Narega workers, they started removing manually this thing. But this is not possible. The problem is that even one seed, one small tiny plantlets left, that will be creating the regeneration of this thing. Okay, like you cannot cut this using grass cutter machines because its roots will be there still. So it has to be manually plugged, and millions of hectares manually plucking is not possible. That is why it will be continuously getting regenerated, because people are willingly now going for this job, because if this is existing in the forest, nothing else will grow and all the animals will be coming out. So let us discuss some statistics related to man-animal conflict. In 4 years, according to the Ministry of Environment and Forest, 145 people killed by the man-animal conflict in Karnataka alone, and more than 9k or 9,000 cattle were also killed. You see what kind of like compensation that government gives for people who got attacked by these mad animals. That is, if you are just getting injury by wild animals, you will be given 30,000 rupees. If you are getting permanent disability, you will be getting 5 lakh rupees. And if you are died, you will be getting, your family will be getting 7.5 lakh rupees and getting a pension of 2,000 rupees monthly for 5 years. Now there is an ethical question, whether a human life is worth just this kind of lakhs of rupees kind of thing. But the problem is that when hundreds and thousands of people are getting killed, I'll show you the statistics. Between 2010 and 2017, there are around 3,000 people killed by elephants alone. Okay, so that is a very big number. So government cannot give 1 crore rupees when people are dying in thousands, because India is not so rich. So this is the problem. Now one more statistic you see, and this can be also question for prelims. The number of the comparison between the tiger and elephant attacks between 2014 and 2017, I mean 2013 to 2017, there are around 100 deaths due to tiger attack, because when tiger attack, normally it will be attacking one particular person. But when one elephant is going mad, it will be destroying everything. Maybe a violent mob, it can simply kill hundreds of people in a single instant. So around from 2009 to 2016, around 3,000 people got killed. That means if you are rounding off this to 100 and if you are rounding off to elephant related deaths to 3,000, around 30 times more death are caused by elephants. So this can be a statistic which can be asked in the question. So like between 2014 and 2017, the government had spent around 15 crore rupees for this conflict mitigation. And what are they doing? They will be creating elephant proof trenches. I'll show you how does it looks like. And then there will be solar powered electric fences for giving them electrocution kind of thing. But these all are in vain, because this is not preventing the animals from crossing the boundaries. Why? Because they are feeling hunger. They are also living beings. They will also have thirst. They will also have hunger, and they also need to protect their lives. So they are not being afraid of deaths as well. We will see that details soon. And you can see in the Idukki Chinnakanal area, this name became household, like Arikomban, Chakkakomban kind of thing. Actually, Arikomban will be thrashing into the ration shops, and that will be eating away all the rice, because it started being liked, or it started loving the food that human beings eat. Because of these kind of tuskers, though the name looks very romantic like Arikomban, Chakkakomban, but these are mad animals and mad wild beasts. They started killing the people who all came in its way, and it started destroying all the properties of houses and shops. You see, for a normal Indian, building one house is like once in a while happening in his life. Okay, it's his dream, and his employment, his shop, everything will be destroyed all on a sudden. Like more than that, the relatives, maybe their parents or children, that will be also killed by this animal. And after this Arikomban and Chakkakomban, Wayanad is on high alert because of an elephant called Belur Makna. Okay, Belur Makna means Belur is a district in Karnataka. It came from, because Karnataka and Wayanad, this particular area is having borders. So it came from this Karnataka area. And why it is called Makna? I'll tell you why it is called Makna. Makna means an elephant, a male elephant without a tusk. This is not Makna. This is a Kumki elephant. I'll show you I'll teach you what is a Kumki elephant and why it is for. So a male elephant normally have this tusk. But if a male elephant is born without a tusk, it is called Makna. Like we used to say in Molayana. Okay, in Malayalam. So this is a CCTV footage. Recently, 2-3 days before, actually what happened is that these kind of animals, this Belur Makna, crossed many compound walls of house premises and started killing people who went in front of them. So government tried to tranquilize it using this kind of injections or gunshots. Government tried to capture it, cage it. Nothing was happening, and it is still elusive. Now let us focus our discussion on the trauma of Wayanad. What is happening in Wayanad? So this is the kind of situation that a normal Wayanadan household is facing. Actually, these CCTVs are placed in the house premises, not in forest. You can see that it is even demolishing the compound wall and entering your premise and killing you. In the backyard of your house, by the time when it is dim light, a tiger or another wild cat is coming for capturing your cattle or your poultry. Like, you cannot live peacefully even within your house premises. This is the situation. On one side you have elephant, other side you have wild boar, then wild animals kind of thing. That's why we are telling the issue is like escalating to a dangerous level, like even challenging the Kerala government for its inaction. Actually, the solution is not one-sided. You cannot solve this issue all on a sudden. The problem is that in terms of percentage of the forest cover, actually in Kerala, 1/3 of the geographical area is covered by forest. In Wayanad, 80% of the Wayanad territory is covered by forest, and in Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary alone, there are 120 tigers. Its number is drastically increasing because of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 and other Project Tiger kind of mission. And if you are killing the tiger without permission, you will be imprisoned. So people are not trying to do such things by killing the animals, even if their life is lost. You see, this man called Prajesh, he went for collecting grass for his cattle, but he was killed and dragged away by this tiger. Now it started becoming escalated into a violent protest. And because of that, Kerala government had asked the concerned authorities to issue the shoot at sight order. Now you see, you should remember this statement. A state government is issuing order to kill the animal. This can be a statement. Like at times they will be giving statements like only the national government or National Tiger Conservation Authority can issue the order for killing a man-eater. No, actually state government can do. An officer called Principal Chief Conservator of Forest Wildlife and Chief Wildlife Warden. Normally we are familiar with this name, Chief Wildlife Warden. In many states, both posts are held by the same person. He will be given the charge of Principal Chief Conservator of Forest and Chief Wildlife Warden. In some states, Chief Wildlife Warden is a separate officer. Now, this Principal Chief Conservator of Forest will be issuing order to the Chief Conservator of Forest, the hierarchy below him, and he will be giving some instructions when issues are getting into this kind of a level. You see, forest vehicle department's vehicle is blocked and the cattle's dead body and the person's dead body is being tied to this particular vehicle, and there people are telling that we need solution now. Actually, a solution in one day is not possible. We will see why it is not possible. Now, there are certain guidelines to be followed for killing a man-eater, which is protected by the Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. The thing is that the Chief Wildlife Warden or this person will be issuing an order. In that order, three things will be mentioned. First, try to cage that animal or tranquilize that animal or translocate that animal first. Okay, if that is not possible, you have to follow the guidelines of National Tiger Conservation Authority and the kind of instructions that are mentioned in Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. Then you have to ensure that you are going to kill the same animal, because there will be many tigers. You have to kill only that particular man-eater. Okay, so that also need to be ensured. And according to the provision of the Wildlife Act, the Chief Wildlife Warden may permit, by following all these instructions, may permit hunting of any wild animal specified in Scheduled 1 if it has become dangerous to human life. Now there can be statements like this. The animals which are protected under Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act can never be killed under any circumstances. No, that is false. So that is the thing. Now after this issue is getting escalated, naturally there will be opposition parties taking it to streets, but nothing will be happening. What is lost for the family, that is lost. You can see that recently Rahul Gandhi, who is the MP of Wayanad, and even the Kerala governor Arif Muhammad Khan visited these places just to console them, to offer them like educational support and other support kind of thing. Now what are the reasons for this particular human-wildlife conflict? The very important reason is wildfires. Actually, wildfire, you should see how magnanimous and havoc a site of it is. Actually, when I am studying in Palakkad during my graduation, behind our college there is Western Ghats, okay, and we can see the forested areas completely getting burned during the April-May, that summer period, when there is extremely hot in Palakkad, and we can see that the entire hill will be burning, and you cannot use the fire engine or anything to like put off that fire, because that will be massive fire. There will be massive fire, like wiping away millions of hectares of forest, and millions of animals will be killed in this particular like wildfire. You can see that koala is a bear, a kind of bear in Australia, which is becoming extinct because of the Australian bushfires. Similarly, kangaroos. Now, because of these wildfires, when they are feeling extreme heat inside, when they are getting burned, they will be coming out of the forest. Okay, this is one reason. The next reason is that the habitat fragmentation and the reforestation. Previously, all these areas were forests. Now, you are making roads, you are making agricultural settlements, within that particular forested area. You see, this was a complete forest. Now you deforested this particular area and you have created a national highway or state highway. It's like ripping away your home into two parts, constructing a road in between your home. For crossing the left side of your home to right side of your home, you need to wait for some vehicle. Actually, this is happening, right? This was their home. They used to roam around here and there. Now you are constructing a road in between and you are complaining about man-animal conflict. This is happening. That is one reason, habitat fragmentation and deforestation. Then another reason is that when the animals started knowing that in forest, when they need to hunt, they have to wait. Okay, a tiger actually, for capturing a prey, it will be making 10 attempts. It is only at the 10th attempt they will be getting a prey. So it has to be like camouflaging, it has to hide somewhere, it has to run behind it. So that is a very tedious task. But when they started understanding that, if you are reaching the human habitation, you will get everything tied. Okay, all cattle are tied, they don't run. Okay, all poultry are caged, they don't run. Simply go and get your food. That is when animals started understanding this thing, they started venturing into human habitations for getting these cattle and all. And another issue, mainly in the Nilgiris and even in the Uttarakhand region, Himachal regions, etc., is that forests are being converted into plantations. Eucalyptus plantation, pine trees, from which you can get pulp for paper mills kind of thing, and for fuel wood purposes and all. So that many hectares of area is being lost. So that is making these animals orphan. They have no other way other than come out of this particular area. Because these particular plantations have nothing to eat for the animal. It is not palatable, that the leaves of this particular thing. So another most important reason is the invasive alien species. We'll have more discussions on it. You see, these kind of invasive species are not allowing other small plants or twigs or small bushes or grasses to grow in that particular area. So animals are coming outside because of this. And another reason is the activity of some human being. Because of their intense love to this animal, what they will do is they will start feeding wild animal. Okay, there was a case reported in Chhattisgarh that a temple priest, he used to offer packaged milk and packaged ghee, etc., to wild bears. Okay, now the animal started liking its taste. Now it started going to all the shops where this packaged food is available. Okay, now there are reports from many states that wild bears or sloth bears started entering into supermarket, open the fridge, get the milk away and go. They are also intelligent. They know where it is kept and all. So this is happening. Because of the activities of these people, this is happening. They started liking the human food. And the another reason is the drastic increase in the number of animals due to the projects and legislations. You see, in 2000s, these statistics are very, very important for your prelims. And when you are writing an answer on mains and even for the interview, you need to remember these statistics. In 2006, there was around 1,400 number of tigers. Now it doubled, more than doubled by like 2018, around 3,000 tigers. So in 12 years, the tiger population doubled. Now when you are in the exam hall, you will be feeling troubled, like you will be feeling trouble to guess that particular statement. Like in 12 years, how can it double and all? But it is actually doubling because of the protection given to it. And in 2019 itself, because of this thing, because of the drastic increase, the forest area cannot hold it further and it is coming out to human habitation. And 2019 alone, 50 people got killed by the tiger attack. Now the reports coming from Maharashtra. So Maharashtra is having around 1,700 leopards, not tiger, leopard. And there are some protected areas in Maharashtra for this particular leopard, but 65% of the leopards are found outside the protected area. Okay, in human settlement area and villages and all, because there is nothing to eat or drink in the protected areas. Now, what are being done for controlling all these things? What kind of steps are being taken? The first step is the translocation of the problematic animal. Okay, if you are able to capture it, if you are able to cage it, you can translocate from this location to some other area, just like we translocated Arikumbai from Kerala to some other interior part of Tamil Nadu and all. Second thing is that you can create construction of fences or trenches or barriers. Then third thing is that if you cannot do anything, you will be compensating the people. And in some cases, there like people used to guard the plantations using guard dogs and all for frightening these wild animals. So these are some of the strategies. Now, how practically this is being done? This is the application of Kumki elephant. Like how many of you have seen the movie Kumki? Yeah, in Kumki movie, it is clearly shown how it is being done. There are animals called Kumkis, which are normal animals, normal elephants, which are trained for 7 to 8 years to tame the mad wild animal. You can see that this is the animal which has gone mad and started killing people. Now there are 2 Kumkis, and to these Kumkis, this animal will be tied, and this will be going in this direction to the lorry or truck to translocate this particular animal. These Kumki animals are having very high capabilities and strength to fight with this wild animal, and at the initial site itself, the Kumki will be giving a stamping or kicking to this particular animal, and it will be making it fall on the ground. Now it will be given tranquilizer injection. I will show you what is a tranquilizer injection. You using syringes, using guns and all, you will be tranquilizing this thing so that it will be in a hallucinated state. Now you will be using this Kumki animal to get inside to get this like mad animal inside a truck or lorry. This is a visual from the Kumki movie, and you can see that many number of Kumki animals are getting died in the conflicts. In the climax of that movie also, that particular animal which was a pet was getting killed by the wild animal. That was also happening. You see, this is the radio collar. Okay, what is a radio collar? In radio collar, there will be chips. Okay, whenever you are capturing a wild animal, you will be attaching radio collar. This is attached to the tigers, this is attached to the elephants and all, so that you can track its movement. Now the Belur Makna, it was actually previously once captured. It was given a radio collar like around its head. Now people can track it. Now we are behind it, wherever it is, we are trying to tranquilize it and capture it. Now slowly, after giving the tranquilizer injection, this Kumki will be taking it into the lorry or truck. So that is one solution using Kumki animal. The second thing is construction of trenches. You can see the trench will be around 2 meter to 2 meter by 2 meter. Recently when I went for that trekking, like I have seen these wild trenches, and you can see that this is the area of forest and this is the area of like human habitation. In between that, you will be constructing this 2 meter by 2 meter trench. Elephants cannot jump. Okay, elephants cannot jump. So like because of that, they will be going away because of this thing. But elephants are very intelligent beings. At times it is observed that they used to fill this particular trench using mud. Okay, then or they will be creating bridges using trees. Then they will be crossing this particular area. So that was also observed in many areas. So that is one solution. But there are some things that you should keep in mind while constructing this trench. It can be constructed only in flat grounds, not in slopes. In slope means, if it is a slopy area, means it will be again filled with like mud, water and all. Elephants are excellent swimmers. Like they are not afraid of water. They can cross it if it is filled with the water or if it is filled with mud and all. So it can be constructed only in an area where soil is highly stabilized and like not prone to land erosion and all. So that is about one solution. You can see that even then, even they know that they cannot jump this trench, even then they are trying to cross this trench and getting died in that exercise because hunger, extreme hunger. Okay, they need to keep them alive. They need to feed their babies. Because of that thing, they are crossing their forest boundaries and they are risking their lives and getting died in this trench crossing exercise. The another solution is the electrocution using solar powered fences. Whenever the animal is coming to this area, actually the cattle inside know that there is shock, so they won't be coming to this area. But when the wild animal touches this particular thing, they'll be killed using high voltage power. So this is how electrocution works. This is a photograph from the Chhattisgarh. An elephant got killed. Normally, you can give small powers just to threaten them, let them go back. But this is not happening. People are giving high power so that this particular animal is getting killed in that particular exercise. So that is one thing. Solar powered electric fences. The third solution is the biofences. They will be using this agroforestry technique. The field will be covered by huge trees so that these particular trees are having certain properties. One thing, it is so huge, animal cannot pluck it away. Second thing is that the trees will be emitting certain pheromones or flavonoids kind of gases. Okay, so that particular thing is not liked, that scent of that particular chemical is not liked by the animal. So that will not come near to this. And in this agroforestry technique, farmers are benefited because the leaves of these particular trees which are falling onto the ground are excellent fertilizers. That will be, and trees are having nitrogen fixing capabilities. So because of that, farmers are getting benefited and elephants will not be coming inside. So that is one solution. The third is the most dangerous weapon against elephant, that is beehives, honeybees. Okay, elephants are very much frightened of these beehives because they don't have fingers like us to clear all the areas of their body, so they'll just run away from these beehives. And it is an economical option for the farmers as well because they will be getting, they can sell this honey and all. So that is one option. Now let us see some more statistics. That is, India is having around 726 protected areas, be it national park, wildlife sanctuaries, kind of thing. And when we took some statistics around the country, in and around the country, it was observed that in West Bengal area, in Uttarakhand area, around 30% of the tigers are outside the protected area. They are not getting food inside, so they are coming out. 67% of elephants in West Bengal or Karnataka are outside the elephant reserves. They are not staying within it. And similarly, black buck, wolf, Gangetic dolphin. Actually, we know that Vikramshila Gangetic dolphin sanctuary. It's only protected area for the Gangetic dolphin in India. But dolphins are not staying in that particular area. They are excellent swimmers. They will be going to some other area, some other stretches of the Ganga river, and people will be catching them using the fishing nets and all. So this is happening. So they are not getting protected and they are roaming inside and outside of the protected areas. So they are being attacked. Another solution that we found previously was elephant corridors. So elephant corridors are designated areas where elephants will be having no attack by humanity. Okay, the elephants' movement will not be disturbed by the human population and all. This was the principle behind elephant corridors. But you see, this is from Tirunelli Kudirikode elephant corridor, and you have created a state highway through it. What is the purpose? You see the statistics. Only around 70% of the corridors, elephant corridors, are used by elephants regularly. Remaining areas, we have constructed this particular national highways and rail lines through the elephant corridors. You see, 66% of India's elephant corridors have highways passing through them. 22 elephant corridors are having railway lines. Okay, now how can animal pass through this area? You see, between 1987 and 2017, there are around 265 elephant deaths because it was killed by a train. Okay, this was happening. So when you are creating a safe corridor for the elephant movement and still you are creating either highways or railway lines through this, there is no other purpose. And you remember all these statistics and you remember this map as well. The elephant corridors and elephant reserves in India are concentrated in the southern and eastern parts of India. Okay, this is the area where you can see thick rainforest, moist deciduous forest, etc. And this is the thing. And you see the number of elephants. And this is an old statistics. Presently, we have around 30,000 number of elephants, wild elephants in the wild, and around 33 number of elephant reserves. So I'll show you the map of elephant reserves as well. And in the numbers, Karnataka tops, then second is Assam, and third is Kerala. This is the number of elephant reserves that we are having, around 33 elephant reserves. Similarly, like the elephant corridors, this is also concentrated in the southern and eastern parts of India. Remember this, Assam and Odisha, etc. is leading in the number of elephant reserves with around 5 number of elephant reserves. But still there is no point because elephants are going outside this particular area. So that was about the man-animal conflict. Now we'll be seeing some interesting facts about these animals which are creating this conflict with human beings. That is very, very important for your examination purposes as well. You know that there are three kinds of elephants: African savanna elephants, African forest elephants, and Asian elephants. African savanna elephant is the world's largest mammal, terrestrial mammal. It is having around 6,000 kilogram, okay, in weight, and when the baby is born, in the initial moment itself, it will be having around 120 kilogram weight. These numbers you should have in your mind, okay. This will be helping you in solving the statements. And you should know that this particular animal, this African savanna elephant, is having a height of around 3 meter. That means height of a normal one-story building. 3 meter height is there for that. And these are the three kind of animals that we are having. Asian elephant is little shorter than this African elephant, and I will show you the comparison between African and Asian elephant. African elephant is having large ears. Asian elephant is having a little bit smaller ears. African elephants are having these rings on its trunk. You can see this is an Asian elephant, but this is how a ring look like. It is having these wrinkles or rings in the trunks that is having large number of rings, but it is a little bit smoother. It is also having certain wrinkles, but it is not that prominent as like the African elephant. So in the height also this is shorter, and the length of the trunks. Actually, African elephant will be having tusk. African elephant will be having longer tusk and longer trunks. The trunks will be even touching the ground, but Asian elephants are having shorter tusk and trunks. That is one thing. And regarding its lifespan, African elephants will be living for around 70 years, and this can up to live maximum up to say 50 years. So these kind of numbers you should remember, and that is one thing. And the body of this African and Asian elephant, their bodies are having more wrinkles or folds. I'll tell you what is the purpose of such a wrinkles in the body, and this is little bit more smoother. Now about their trunks or tumbikai. Okay, what is the purpose? This is the organ which is having lots and lots of importance. It can perceive smell, it can hold, it is having around 15,000 muscles or muscular units which are for different purposes. So it is so flexible, you can use it for snorkeling. You have seen the mud baths or the water snorkel of the elephants and all. So it is used for that as well. And when it is drinking, this trunk can hold around 8 liters of water. So it is a sensory organ as well. It is used for feeding, it is for drinking water and all. So that is one thing. Now about the tusks of elephant. Actually, the tusks are the teeth of elephant. The incisor teeth, they will start growing when they are around 2 years old. And till the elephant is dead, this tusks start like continuously grow. Okay, that keeps on growing and growing. So that is there. And only because of this tusk, the normal African elephants are getting wiped away. Actually, in the last 1 century, in 100 years, 90% of the African population got poached because of this demand for the ivory tusk. And you should understand that the statistics or the number of African and Asian elephants left. African elephants are having around 4,15,000 numbers in the wild now. But Asian elephants, just around 50,000 population left. Okay, that means around 9 times more number of African elephants are there in comparison to the Asian elephants. So that thing you should remember. Now about the tusk. All male African elephants are having tusk. But in the case of Asian elephants, only some Asian elephants are having male, no female elephant, whether it is African or Asian, no female elephant have a tusk. But in the case of Asian elephant, some male elephants are not having tusk. So we call them maknas. Normally, what is the purpose of a tusk? Tusk is used for defense purposes, for attacking some enemies, or for tearing apart the trees, or for eating the roots or tubers in the soil and all. So for digging purposes and all, they will be using this thing. But when the maknas are not having this particular tusk, how they will do all these things? In comparison to the normal male Asian elephant, maknas are extremely powerful. Okay, without tranquilizing them, normal Kumki elephant cannot beat them. Okay, that is so much powerful. Like when nature did not give it a tusk, it has given more strength to these magnas. So that is one thing you have to remember. So this is how a magna, a wild magna, is getting into a translocation process through the Kumki elephant after tranquilizing it. Otherwise, this cannot beat this. So that is one thing. Now about tushes, small teeth. Female elephant and even magnas are having small tusk. This is known as tushes. Okay, so that is there. Now about the mud bath of elephants. Regarding the mud bath, why the elephants are throwing muds on its body? You have to understand this thing, why they are doing this and why they are playing in the mud. Actually, they are not playing in the mud. There is a scientific reason behind this. When you observe the body of the elephant, it is having huge surface area and it is black in color. Because of that, it is having the continuous exposure to ultraviolet rays and sunlight. Black color absorbs more sunlight and heat, so it will be having heat burn or sunburn. To prevent that, it is covering its body with mud. That is one thing, and it will be doing water bath and mud bath, so that I told you it is having wrinkles on its body. An elephant's skin is around 2.5 centimeter thick, and between each wrinkles there are spaces. Okay, this is one wrinkle, this is one wrinkle. In between there are depressions, and in that depression, when they are bathing using water, water will be stored. Okay, in comparison to an elephant whose skin is so smooth, an elephant with a wrinkled body can hold 10 times more water. So it will be making it continuously wet. So it will not be getting heat shock. Second thing is that during mud bath, all the pests and insects will go away because of this mud bath when it is covered with, and it will not be getting the heat shock and all. And another interesting reason for the mud bath is that during the birth of an elephant, when during the delivery process, there will be an immense smell of the baby birth that will be around, in and around. So that will be completely in that whole air, and getting attracted to this scent, the wild animals like lion, tiger, etc. will be coming to attack this particular baby. Okay. Now to prevent that smell, they will be using this mud bath technique, so that the scent will be covered by this, the baby's body will be covered by this mud and it will not be spreading. So to save their baby also, they are doing this technique. Now elephants are continuously eating. You will not find an elephant, if there is some food available, you will not find it simply standing idle. It will be continuously eating. In one day, it will be eating around 150 kilograms of things. So that is there. So that is one process. And regarding the baby of the particular elephant, within 20 minutes of its birth, it can stand. Within 1 hour, it can start walking. Okay. And within 2 days, it can follow the crowd. Why nature has given such an ability? Because elephants are continuously migrating from one place to another. You see, elephants normally move in groups. If there are 5 to say 15 elephants in a group, if they are staying in one particular area for a time period, they will be eating up everything in that particular area within a matter of time. They will be eating tons of food. So they have to migrate to another area for getting food. Now if the baby cannot move instantly, that will be attacked. They cannot move. They will be dying out of hunger because food is already empty. So that is one thing. Now elephant memory. Elephant never forgets. That there is a temporal lobe in the brain of every living organism which is associated with memory. In the case of elephant, it is so large and denser. So it will be having intense memory. And there was a story. There is not a story. There is a real story from Odisha. There was a woman who was part of an elephant poaching gang. Okay. Once, like after many years, when she went into a forest alone for collecting some fuel wood or something, an elephant killed it. So it was thought that okay, it is natural that people entering, trespassing into animal territory getting killed. But it was a revenge. Like what actually happened was that when the body of this woman was taken away from the forest and it was kept in a funeral pyre for burning it according to Hindu cremation rites, a group of elephants came. Actually, it was killed by an elephant. When a group of elephants came from the forest, it actually stamped into that funeral pyre and ripped that body apart. Okay. So this is the revenge that elephant do, because this person was part of a elephant poaching gang. They have observed all these things. Okay. So that kind of memory an elephant will be having. elephant never forgets. So be like vigilant about these kind of facts. Now about the elephant ivory tusk. So it is having highest demand in the market only because of this thing. One small teeth of this particular animal, we are actually killing it. Now we have told about the kind of length of this African and Asian elephant tusk. African elephant will be having more length of tusk, and Asian elephant will be having a little bit smaller. These are having aesthetic appeal, it is having medicinal benefits, and because of some superstitious beliefs as well, this is having greater demand. So these are the facts associated with elephants, which will be handy for your prelims examination. Now about the second animal in the conflict, that is the tigers. Tigers are the largest among the wild cats. In comparison to the snow leopard, normal leopard, lions, tigers are the largest in terms of its weight and in terms of its height as well. So a normal tiger will be having say around 300 to 400 kilogram of weight. So that thing you should remember. Now a tiger need not attack you. When you are running from a tiger, if you are falling on the ground, what will happen? If a tiger jump to your body, instantly you will die. You just imagine a 400 kilogram weight coming to your body. Instantly all your organs will be done. So it need not bite you. Even just sitting on your body and licking its feet, you will be dead. That is one thing. And tiger punch, it is having huge muscular forearms and legs. So one single punch will be killing you. It is having powerful claws which can penetrate in your body and rip your nervous system apart. So that is one thing. And tigers are nocturnal animals. Normally we see in the National Geographic and Animal Planet channels, etc., tigers hunting in daylight. But it is not for every tiger. It is true that they are hunting in daylight, but they prefer hunting in night when there is the prey is sleeping. Okay, actually tigers are a little bit lazy. It cannot run kilometers and kilometers. It can run, but it prefers to attack by reducing the distance between it and prey. It will come slowly, and it will be giving a surprise attack. So that is one thing. So for this, night condition is ideal. That is why we get to see tigers in the CCTV footages during night. Okay, when it is coming to collect your cattle or poultry, etc. And for taking tiger census as well, we used to install cameras in trees, and maximum tiger sightings are observed during night. Okay, because they are going for preying during night. Now about the tiger cubs. An interesting fact is that initially, like during birth, tiger cubs are blind. Okay, they cannot see anything. For many days they cannot see anything, and they are just following the scent or body odor of the parents for following it. They cannot see anything, and they are extremely vulnerable because they cannot hold this extreme heat or cold. So if 10 tiger cubs are born, maybe 1 or 2 will be alive. Okay, all other will be dying soon. So that's about it. Now tigers are excellent swimmers. They love to play and swim for kilometers and kilometers in the water bodies, and it is said that around 30 kilometers they will be swimming in one day. So that is there. Then the lifespan of tiger will be around 25 years. We said about the lifespan of elephant. African elephants will be living for around 70 years. Asian elephants will be living for around 50 years. Okay, and it is having just half of the lifespan. Around 25 years it will be living. I mean, the maximum age up to which it was observed is 25 years. Normally 19 year, 20 year. By that age it will be aged and it will be dead. Now a group of tigers are called ambush or streak. In wild, normally tigers are not found in groups. In wild, this is a group because it may be a family. Okay. Otherwise, tigers are solitary creatures. We'll see that. Now, this is the name of a group of tigers. Like tiger can mate with lion. This is another fact. This can be a statement question, because since IFOS selections are also made from these prelims, they are asking about the main features. Tiger is our national animal. Okay, so they can ask about tigers. They used to ask about tigers, and they'll definitely ask about tigers. But if you are not knowing this fact, we cannot answer that particular statement. A male lion and a female tiger, they'll mate naturally and a liger is born. We used to think that it happens only in laboratory or artificial hybridization. No, it happens. This natural mating is also happening. Now you observe the male lion and a female lion. A male lion will be having some fur or hair around its face. It is called mane, M-A-N-E. Okay. The female lion is not having that mane. Okay. Now, a male lion plus female tiger will be giving liger. So, male is given prominence, so liger. A male tiger plus a female lion is tiger. Male is again given prominence, tiger. Now, this is that. Now, tigers are more powerful and having more weights and abilities than a liger. Okay, because tiger is more powerful than lion. Actually, tiger must be given the status of king of the jungle. Okay, like when you observe YouTube, you can see that lion being yeah, actually even a stray dog can make the lion afraid. Okay, but this is not the case of tigers. So that is about tiger. Now tiger speed around 60 kilometers, it can travel in 1 hour. Now tiger stripes, just like our fingerprints, each tiger will be having unique stripes. Now don't think that this is the color of their fur. If you are removing all the fur or hair in this body, you can see the stripes because this is labeled in their skin. Okay, just like we have the black hairs on our body, their color, fur color is also same, but the skin is having these striations, and they are using these colorful patterns for camouflaging or hiding in between the forest and all. Now, tiger prefer to hunt by ambush. Ambush means they will be hiding somewhere and they will be giving the surprise attack. They will not be chasing. Like it is found that, it is observed that when a group of deer is there in one particular area and maybe some 200 meters apart there is a tiger. When the tiger understands that that deer population has like seen this particular thing, it will not attack because now it has to run behind it. They will anywhere run. Okay, so they will not do this. So what they are doing is they will slowly reduce the distance between the prey and they will attack from behind. They prefer to attack from behind. That is known as ambush. Attacking from behind by surprise, not from behind, from surprise, but they prefer to attack from behind. That is why villagers near the tiger populated area have a mask behind their head. Like when tiger is coming to attack from behind, they will feel that the people are watching them. So naturally they won't attack. So in the Sundarban area, etc., where there are Royal Bengal tigers, this is how people live normally. Now tigers are solitary creatures. I have already discussed this. They prefer to live alone. And unlike the popular belief, tigers do not consider human beings as their prey. Okay. Only if you are venturing into tiger territory, or like you are provoking it, or they are extremely hungry. Otherwise, they normally see human beings as prey. You have observed this in wildlife safaris and all. Okay, people are not normally being attacked by the tiger, and there is one interesting reason why wildlife safari people are not getting attacked by the lion or tiger, because when you are going for a wildlife safari, the first instruction given to you is do not step out of the vehicle, because the animal, be it lion or tiger, see this vehicle filled with people as a single animal. Okay, in their eyes, it is the vehicle and the people are a huge beast. But when you step out, you are seen as an individual prey. So this is the logic. That's why the moment you step out of the safari vehicle, you will be killed. Otherwise, the people, like, it will be coming near you, it will be touching, and it will be going away. So that is the thing. So this is about the tiger. Now another thing that is creating man-animal conflict is the foreigners or the invasive alien plants or trees in the forest or in the hilly areas. First of all, we'll be seeing something about the Ageratina adenophora. It was actually it is known as Mexican devil. So this is the plant. This is the plant. This will be growing in huge areas. You can see Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, even in the Himalayan region, this is growing. Why this invasive alien species is growing? They grow in area where the soil is heated, where there is less soil moisture. Normally, plants need a soil with comfortable level of moisture. But invasive alien species can grow even arid and semi-arid condition when the soil is heat and like when there is intense forest fire, they can survive all these things. Because of that, it is growing intensely. And it was reported that even in the Himalayan region, when there is extreme cold because of the climate change and all, snow is melting and the ideal conditions are being created even in the high altitude Sikkim Himalayas for this Adenophora species. So it is growing in that particular area. When these are growing, it will not allow any other plant to survive in that particular area. That is one thing. So this is the Lantana camera. It also came from Central and South America. It will be covering the entire area. It will be sucking away all the water. Another thing is the Prosopis juliflora. So the problem with this particular thing is that it is not a bush. See, the Lantana camera and the Adenophora are bushy shrubs, but this is actually a tree. It's actually a tree. Normally, it is growing in the arid and semi-arid regions of Rajasthan, central India and all. But once there was a fuel wood shortage in Tamil Nadu. Okay, in Tamil Nadu there was a huge fuel wood shortage. Because of that, what they have done is they started spraying this particular Prosopis juliflora seeds to the Tamil Nadu area by helicopter. Why they have done this is, they know that this particular tree can grow and it will be growing massively even in the arid areas, and that particular tree can be cut for fuel wood. Okay, so for giving maximum fuel wood in the Tamil Nadu area, they have sprayed or rained the seeds of Prosopis juliflora in the 1960s and 70s for creating this particular trees for fuel wood. But later only they understood that this can convert the area into desert. The intention of government was that it can grow in an area even with less water. You need not irrigate it. But the problem was that even the lush green area can be made a barren land by this tree. It was realized later. So the groundwater level in the Tamil Nadu area started decreasing rapidly. So it created multiple problems for the people in the villages, because the entire land became barren, devoid of nutrients, devoid of water and all. So even rain started decreasing in that particular area, that became a barren land. So these are the problems of invasive alien species. Now coming to the conclusion of our area, the future, the upcoming invasive species that is going to kill us is the peacock. Okay, normally we are attracted by the beauty of the peacock, but in Kerala it started becoming an invasive species. Before coming to the invasive problem of the peacock, let us discuss some features of it. Actually, peacock, male and female are together called peafowls. The male peafowl is called a peacock. Female peafowl is called a peahen. Okay. Then the feathers of peacock are called train. Okay. And they start growing around 6 feet behind its body, and it is covering around 60% of their body. This particular train or the feathers of the peacock, only male peacock will be having, only male peafowl will be having these feathers, and they are having some microscopic crystal-like structures on the feathers. That is why it is reflecting multiple wavelengths of light. We get to see these vibrant colors because of these crystal-like structures on the body. It can produce around different sounds. That will be different communications to its mates and offsprings. So peacocks normally do not like being alone. This is the problem why it is becoming invasive. I will show you that. And the average lifespan of a peacock is between 10 to 20 years. Peacock are polygamous. One particular male peacock will be having many different wives. Peacock are polygamous. Now, these are becoming invasive because in farmlands and all, they will be coming in groups of hundreds and they will be eating up everything. Okay, all the grains. If grains are not available, they will eat all the rats, they will eat all the earthworms, snakes, which are actually the friends of farmers, which are improving the aeration or fertility of farm. That will be eaten away by the peacocks. So this is the problem. But you cannot kill this peacock. If you are killing this peacock, that is a protected animal under Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act. You will end up in jail for 7 years or a fine of 2 lakh. And you cannot even destroy the eggs of peacock. That is also there. Peacock is actually a warm climate bird. It does not like to live in the forest, dense forest. It need open area like grassland area. That's why it is preferring the farmlands in Kerala. Okay. So that is the problem. But when the people's lives are being interfered by whatever beautiful animal it is, it will be killed by people. In Tamil Nadu, UP area, like huge dead bodies, huge number of dead bodies of peacocks were visible. Now you tell me, who is the culprit? Whether the peacock or wild animal or the man? It's an ethical dilemma. Okay, we cannot take this particular thing by emotion, because normally people take different stands. One, during animal attack they'll stand with human, when animals are being attacked they'll stand with animals. But being the bureaucrats, we have to find a middle level. Wherever we are getting posted, we have to take care of the human lives and we have to take care of the animal lives as well, because they are also living beings. They also carry a soul in their body. Only thing is that we looks different. Okay, they also can feel the pain. They will be also having hunger. They will be also having the thirst and all. They also have to like retain their offsprings. They cannot like watch their offsprings die of hunger. So because of that, they are coming to our area. Now the ball is in the court of the government. Like government has to take the steps to reforest the like deforested area. Government have to take the steps of making the forest more vibrant. Government has to dig more ponds in the forest area so that it can retain more water, kind of thing. So only through long-term solutions these wildlife animal conflict can be ended. So we are ending the talk show here, and in the upcoming sessions also we'll be having discussions on the important species in news. Okay, we'll be discussing that in a more interesting way, unlike the normal way, conventional way people do, so that you will be able to remember all these facts and you will be able to solve the statements in prelims. Like if you are getting now any questions from elephants or tigers, you will be definitely answering it because you have understood everything related to it. Similarly, peacock or this kind of invasive species and all. So in this way, if you study, like that will be done. Now, when you are getting to know the average lifespan of a particular animal, even if they are asking some other animals, you can guess at least. Okay, it may not be living for just 5 years. It can live up to say 20 years. When a normal peacock can live up to 20 years, it is likely that when some other bird is also asked, you can think logically, okay, it is possible that a bird can live up to this much years. So this is how the common sense operates. Okay, so we'll wind up here. Thank you.